Hey everyone, let's talk about transportation now and what is the role of transportation in supply chain. So as you know, what transportation is, it moves the product from one stages in a supply chain to other, and it affects responsiveness and efficiency of a supply chain. If your transportation is faster, that means you are more expensive to customers, but the supply chain is more responsive. As a result, you can carry lower inventory to end up you can have fewer facilities. The appropriate choice of transportation allows a firm to adjust the location of its facilities and inventory to find the right balance between responsiveness and efficiency. A firm selling high value items such as pacemakers may use rapid transportation to be responsive while centralizing its facilities and inventory to lower cost. In contrast, a firm selling low value and high demand items like light bulbs may carry a fair amount of inventory close to the customer but then use low cost transportation such as sea, rail, full trucks to replenish this inventory from plants located in a low cost country. So I'll give you example of Blue Nile. Nile is a online retailer of diamonds, and it has used a responsive transportation with FedEx to ship diamonds to customers in the United States, Canada, and several countries in Europe and Asia. Given the high value of diamonds, Blue Nile offers free shipping for overnight delivery. Responsive shipping, however, allows Blue Nile to centralize its inventory of diamonds and eliminate the need of expensive storefronts. In spite of the high transportation cost, Blue Nile has very low cost compared with those of bricks and mortar retailers because of the low facility and inventory expenses. Blue Nile is thus able to offer significantly lower prices than its bricks and mortar competition. Now, I'll be adding certain points here. That if you know that there are certain companies in India also, and now every jewelry shop has opened their online store in which they show a certain thumbnails or templates of the necklace and rings, and that can be delivered to you pretty fast, and that actually saves a lot of time to go and shop, do a shopping because there you have to actually ask for more and more, and the human interaction sometimes feel other people like introverts feel a little bit hesitant on that. So but the problem with gold and silver is they you need to touch and feel because if I talk about Indian mentality, the elders are still not agree on the fact that they can buy gold or expensive items online, and that's the reason why still this online portal or the online business for gold is in a marginal low value as compared to this normal day-to-day activities. Now let's talk about the component of transportation decisions. We will identify, I'll tell you some components like design of transportation network. So you need to design the transportation network, which can be a collection of transportation modes, location and routes where the products has to be shipped from. And a company must decide whether the transportation from a supply source will directly go to the demand point or will go to the intermediate consolidation points. Design decisions also include whether or not multiply supply or demand points will be, multiple supply or demand points will be included in a single. So coming to choice of transportation, it's fairly simple. What kind of means you are choosing to, it's a air, truck, rail, sea, anything. And actually now the internet has been used for a lot of things, like lot of information can be shared via internet. So then it depends like how, what, if you are sending a solid goods, then if you are making a transportation, then also depends on the speed, size of shipments, what are you carrying to, and what is the cost of that shipping, all those things. Coming to transportation related metrics, inbound transport decisions affect the cost of goods sold, whereas outbound transportation are a cost where the selling, general and administrative expenses can be the part of it. Thus, transportation costs affect the profit margin, and managers should track the following transportation related metrics that influence the supply chain performance. Okay, so let me talk about the metrics. First is the average inbound transportation cost. So the average inbound transportation cost typically measures the cost of bringing product into a facility. Ideally, the cost should be measured per unit bought in, but it is often measured as a percentage of sales or cost of goods sold. The inbound transportation cost is generally included in cost of goods sold. It is useful to measure this cost separately from each supplier or for each supplier. Now, coming to the average incoming shipment size, it measures the average number of units or dollars in each incoming shipment at a facility. Now I'll go to the average inbound transportation cost per shipment. It actually measures the average transportation cost of each incoming delivery. Along with incoming shipment size, the matrix identifies opportunities for greater economies of scale in inbound transportations. Now we can talk about the average outbound transportation cost. As I told you before, it's measured by per unit shipped, but it is also basically, if you say about the cost sending product out of a facility to the customer, it's as simple as that. Then it's measured, the cost is measured by per unit shipped. It can often measured also by a percentage of sale, and it is always the metrics is different for different customers. Okay, now coming to the average outbound shipment, it is actually it measures the average number of units or dollars on each outbound shipment at a facility. Now coming to average outbound transportation cost per shipment, it measures the average transportation cost of each outgoing delivery. Along with outgoing shipment size, the matrix identifies opportunity for greater economic sales in outbound transportation. Now, the last point is fraction transported by mode. Measures the fraction of transportation in units or dollars using each mode of transportation. The metric can be used to establish whether certain modes are overused or certain modes are underused. So this is the kind of like difficulties or a checklist which company goes when it deals with transportation of goods, and you can see it with all the leading companies around the world, that is Amazon, Flipkart, and like Walmart. So everything, if it's a supply chain company, and I'm only talking about web retailers, you can see it, and the transportation is a heavy cost bearer. And if your transportation is good, your customers are happy because if they got the product in time, and that's the reason why Amazon is more popular in India than Flipkart. Thank you. If you liked it, please watch out the other videos. I will be posting it very frequently on this channel for this particular supply chain related topics also. There are all other topics. I am just giving out whatever I am learning, whatever I have learned till now. And yeah, thank you very much. Stay safe.